Hey, great Friday morning. A little bit on the rushing side this morning, but made it on time. There we go. A little bit on the rushing side. For some reason, and again, it's a good thing. Our restaurants are opening up, and was at the Brownsville Coffee Shop this morning, which is where we usually go, and they're pretty busy. I don't know if it's because it was a Good Friday, pero estaba lleno. Last night I went down the expressway and I went passed through there. Now I can see Chili's, and let me tell you, jam packed, jam packed. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Joe, Steve, my man. Haven't seen you in a couple of days. Buenos días, el gallo de Joe Valdez. Buenos días, Iana. Good morning, good morning. Great, crazy morning, cheese. Great, amazing morning. Let me say, it is a little bit on the muggy, cloudy side, but still a good day. Feeling better? Yes, I think so. It's just been a couple of different types of mornings. Days actually. I don't know what. It's just sometimes I get into this little groovy thing, like I don't know what it is. I think it's just a lot of frustration with everything that goes around, and I sometimes wonder, folks, why is it so overwhelming to me? And sometimes with a lot of the folk here in Brownsville, it's like me. And I wonder, and I sit back and I think, like, is it me, Lord? Am I the crazy one? Este, I mean, it literally does come to my head. But I mean, it does. It goes to my head. I sometimes wonder. I said, am I the only individual that gets it here? That understands and sees it, and it's just retaliation is everywhere. Uh, Corruption, voter fraud. It's just everywhere, man. And just wonder. Um, so yeah, it's just sometimes you go through those little dips, and these past couple of days, I've been going through those couple of dips, like going like, and it's kind of a strange deal because I tell people that during an election, guys, during an election when you're running for office, you always have those high moments, low moments, high moments, low moments, high low moments. And I honestly, during last election when we were running for the district, guys, when I was running for the district, let me say, guys, didn't feel any ups and down moment. Literally was convinced that we had that election won. And again, I haven't seen the evidence that Marisa has seen or produced, guys, but there's only one logical answer as to why we weren't successful in the last campaign. So in this campaign, it's like, está caliente el café. Hey, let me see if Jess has time to come on. Uh, Jessica had a couple of events this week. Hey, Jessica, how you doing? Mm, Let me see if I can send you a link. I don't know if Jessica can come on, but we'll send the invite. She had a couple of events, and see what her take is. Running a campaign is not easy, guys, and again, one thing that I shared with Jessica is that uh, I have never run a I've never run a district wide, like a certain district campaign. Okay, awesome. Take your time. I have never run like a district race, so again, I think that for me would be a lot harder than running a citywide race. And because let me say this, guys, we feed off the support, and I noticed with Jess, she posted some pictures yesterday of the event that she had on Thursday, which I could not go to because of work. But also she was putting up signs and had people with her, and that's just really really amazing, guys. It's really really awesome. Candidates need to feel that support, and look, some of that support you could actually pay for that support. O sea, if you give like Jessica's opponent, if you give Rodrigo Moreno 50,000, $60,000, guys, well, he's going to be encouraging the candidate and producing numbers and working the campaign, guys. I'm going to say that Jessica, myself, Carlos Elizondo, we don't have 50, 60, $70,000, guys. Well, I don't. We don't have. I don't think that we have that kind of money. You know, because no one is sponsoring our races. Look at my opponents, guys. You've got Rose Gowan plastering the city with posters. Yuri Peña, who I still don't know who she is. Beautiful girl though. Este, plastering the city with signs. And again, where is all that money coming from? It's the same special interest. So it really it starts to get very very frustrating. And yeah, this race, as uh as low key as it has been, guys, on me personally, it's probably one of the most taxing ones. And that's crazy because I've had some amazing campaigns, guys. I've had some amazing, amazing races out there. Amazing races. So, hablando de races, ahí está mi amigo Carlos Elizondo. So we've had some amazing, amazing races, guys. And it just sucks where we're at. But I'm not gonna let it. I'm doing my best not to let it bring me down in regards to like sentiment. And I mean, I'm not going anywhere. It's just sometimes you sit back and you wonder, like, you set yourself up as to be a target for a lot of the people that really, really dislike an Erasmo Castro, a Carlos Elizondo, a Jessica Puente Bradshaw. And let me tell you guys, it is taxing, guys. Running for office is taxing. And, people come at you at all angles. I mean, and sometimes, guys, it's like you think, why? Look, guys, uh, I do well at work. I get to travel. I'm by far the most handsome person in Brownsville. And the most well known. So it's not a matter of, oh, I want an elected official position in order to be someone. No, guys, just want transparency. Just want government to come back and serve you, the people, to whereas the money that is coming into the city, guys, is actually spent on the common good and not to boost the mayor's business, his compadres' investments, guys. But it's up to us. Again, guys, This race is just so very different than any other way race out there, guys. This race is going to depend solely on you getting the word out and you encouraging your family and friends to come out and vote at Erasmo Castro. That's what it's going to boil down to. But I'll still be here. I ain't going anywhere. Good morning, Edas. Congratulations on your second dose, Hilda. Hope you're doing good. Este, my prayers. A lot of people have been having a lot of different experiences with the second dose. Again, I've shared with folks. I didn't feel a thing. But keep me posted. God bless. Buenos días, don José, ¿cómo está? Viernes Santo es Viernes Santo, Holy Friday. Holy Friday, Holy Friday. We'll still be on tonight at 9 p.m. Martin Sarkis has stated that he would come on. Folk were asking if we were going to have a show on Holy Friday, and I said, like, well, sure. Probably no show tomorrow. We'll see. Good morning, Annabelle Hermosa. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning. Good morning. Work, and more work. Yeah. Good morning. Mucho, 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 mucho. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Jasmine. Good morning. Good morning, Nuska. God bless you. God bless you, Lena. Lena, Miss Williams was asking in regards to her autism shirt. Autism shirt. It is Autism Awareness Month, Child Abuse Preventive Month. It's the power of the mic. So, today is World Autism Day. Good morning, and that's have a great day. Thank you, Joe. You have a beautiful day too, Papa. Thank God it's Friday. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We did. It was stolen from us. Yes, guys. In regards to the previous race, I think there was a lot of thievery, a lot of vote harvesting going on. But hey, to the people out there that say, there's no voter harvesting, well, there is voter abuse rampant. Good Friday. Good Friday. It's frustrating that 9% of Brownsville doesn't vote, which gives these politicians the green light to steal. It makes it nearly impossible for some challenge these corrupt individuals. It does. Because one of the things that happens in Gallo de Joe Valdez is that they get their people to go out and vote, guys. And as long as they got their 2,000 folks that are brain dead or part of the corruption, nothing changes. Think of it, 2,000 votes, guys, is like 10%. No, I'm not good at math. There's 100,000 voters, 2,000 vote. I'm trying to figure out 1,000 would be 10%. I can't remember. My math is horrible. Doing great. Let me paint my face. Awesome. Awesome. We need street interviews, especially with older people that tend not to use social media. They can be only audible to protect their privacy. And you can always educate them where they can keep up with your show if they have a smartphone. My steppa had a smartphone and never used it for anything else but phone. Uh, Actually, my papa is really good on social media now. Le encanta. Uh, Let me say, if anyone out there wants to help us out in regards to going to interview people, that'd be amazing. Buenos días, Carlos Elizondo, amigo de todos. Good morning. We believe in you. Don't stop fighting for us. I won't. I promise. It's just taxing, but I'll be here. Good Friday. Good Friday. It'll be a great segment of your show. Yasmin, if you will do it, I will air it. I promise. That's the kind of help, and I appreciate that. That's the kind of help that I desperately need. Uh, Teamwork. Horrible, bro. Oh, horrible, bro. Oh, I know. It's horrible. Keep it down. Keep over there. People are trying to sleep. It's Good Friday. People are still asleep. Nadie te quiere porque estás feo y gordo, como dice Miss Miller. Love you, Vito. Miss Miller doesn't say that. She loves me. Good morning, Marco Hermoso. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you, thank you. Oops. Good morning, Vito, my man. Love this man. Lori, good morning, good morning. And it's real funny because I love Vito and he knows it. Sometimes we've gotten into fights with each other. They'll stop talking to each other. I love this man, man. He's a cool cat, and he cares about Brownsville. And it was awesome to run with him in this previous election in November. It was just such an awesome, fun race, man. We literally had a blast, had a great, great, great time, and literally, I appreciated not only his wit and his insight, but also him always being there present. So I love Vito. Good to see you, Vito. Good morning, Lori. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, guys. It is Easter weekend. Good morning, Jessica. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you. This is my morning look, guys.
It's okay. I know that I saw some pictures and you were up and about late last night.
Yeah, we were working. I think I got in at about 11 o'clock, which is early considering, you know, for those of us that know what that's about, those that volunteer in campaigns, sometimes it's all nighters, especially on like election day or early vote, right? Those nights before. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you to everybody. Happy Good Friday. Well, I call it Good Friday. So, what's Good Friday is the 3 days before Jesus rose from the dead.
Yeah. Well,
So,
yeah, and again, it goes by a different type of calendar than ours because of the way that the Jews recorded the days in 12-hour segments. That's how that
yeah.
people explain it. Then a lot of people get into the technicality, like, "Oh, it was really on Wednesday," and I'm like, "It's just too much technicality. Just keep it the way we always celebrated it, which is okay."
Uh huh. Right.
But so how's the campaign going?
It's going great. I heard you mentioning that this has been a really taxing campaign. It's really interesting, isn't it, Erasmo? Because with COVID, things have really mellowed. They're really mellow from a campaign standpoint. Not a lot of events and everything, but it seems like, yeah, I would agree. It's more taxing because it's how do we reach out to the voter when you can't be around the voter? And so yesterday we were at a local restaurant and very supportive crowd. I mean, not everyone was there for the event, but there were people did attend. I did get to talk to some voters and let them know I was running, introduce myself, and uh, and there's a lot of, I don't want to say apathy because apathy isn't the right word in this case, at least with these voters. It's just that because things have been so quiet, very few people are aware, completely aware that there's a campaign at our heels. And they're looking at the dates, they're like, oh my goodness, that's like 2 weeks from now. Early vote is like 2 weeks from today. So, guys, early vote is like 2 weeks from today. It's on the 19th. I mean, it's a little bit more if we want to get technical. But but yeah, that's where we are, and too many people don't know. And so I'm afraid that, you mentioned the numbers earlier. We're getting less than 10% going out to vote on a regular campaign season. So how many can we expect this go around? Even less than 10? I mean, way less than 10%. So trying to get the word out to everyone. is important, and you're doing a great job. Your voters
Well,
probably definitely know.
well, yeah, and that's see this is what grabs me, Jessica, because I was sharing earlier, on my previous race. I was very confident. In regards, I was flying high. I had no dips whatsoever. This race is so different because I hate wanting to feel confident, but guys, and let me uh, say that anyone that's out there watching, guys, this race is really just up to you all. If I can get my people, my base, my 10,000 votes, if I can get my base out to vote, guys, we're not going into a runoff. I mean, because of what Jessica just mentioned. Guys, very few people out there actually even know that there's a race going on.
Hmm.
Very few people. So we should expect some very, very low numbers. And if that happens, guys, it's your race to decide, my friends. Your race to decide. Because as long as you come out and vote and you bring your family, friends, and you let your people know, come out and vote, guys, there's just no way that we can lose this race. And I hate feeling that confident.
Right. Yeah, and it's as a candidate, you have to have people around you that are, because we can say, well, I need, and I posted today on my public page, on my personal page, I should say, hey, we're going to be out block walking tomorrow, and so we'd like some help. Now, it'll probably remain silent. Maybe some people will PM me, but the fact of the matter is that we as candidates need support of, we need support.
Yeah.
It's not it's not easy, and I'm not complaining. I mean, if I complained that much, or if I hated it that much, I wouldn't have put my name in the ring, or put my name in the hat, whatever the saying is. um but no, we need positive influence, people who are going to say, hey Jess, don't worry, at least in my case, hey Jess, don't worry, this was just a little bump, let's keep going, let's keep going. And then sometimes I'll tell them, come on guys, we can do it, we can do it. So we have to motivate each other, and that's important. And here's what I'll say is that I know why I'm running, and it's because I'm tired of the same. I'm tired of the status quo, and I can tell the viewers right now that as I speak to people, I do run into people that work for the city of Brownsville, and sometimes they don't, they look at me and they're like, and I can see it in their face. They're like, should I tell her? Should I not? Should I tell her? Should I not? And by that I mean is that there's some people, you posted about that inspector, and he was taking bribes, right?
Yep.
Guys, they should really throw the book at that guy, because he is defrauding people and defrauding the city of Brownsville. Well, we've got employees in the city of Brownsville who are in the same situation where they maybe know something's happening that isn't right, and they're not speaking to their managers, to their higher ups, because they're worried. So I tell them, I said, look, I'm not here to name names, and I'm not here to go throw anybody out in the street and fire them or anything like that. But what you're telling me is is basically laying out the fact that things in some cases in the city of Brownsville are fundamentally wrong. And us as taxpayers are putting a lot of money, and we will put more money in, guys. We haven't even scratched the surface, especially with SpaceX and all these people from California or wherever moving in, raising property values. We're putting a lot of money into the city, and it is absolutely critical that you have a commissioner or a commission in the city that is willing to be part of a solution. And that solution is, how do we get better use of our money in the services and the services that we deserve? And you cannot have a commissioner who's going to be standoff and like, hey, you know what? I got my job and I'm just going to show up to meetings and that's all I'm going to worry about. Absolutely not. We have to be active as commissioners in there, and making sure that we are not the type of commission, or that the commission you elect is not the type of commission that says this, hey, not my problem, let the city manager handle it.
Well, one of the things that I learned again, and one of the things I tell people is, I don't have all the answers. I don't, I don't know everything, but I learn from the information that is shared by people in the community, and that's, I mean, it's a wealth of information. I learned on that post that you mentioned about the guy that was taking bribes at the city. I
Mhm.
learned that people were out there posting, he did to me. Hey, it's not just him. We've been complaining about this for years, and nothing has
Right.
ever been done about it. And then someone says, well, it happened in 2016. We're like, it doesn't matter if it happened in 1916. It's still an issue that hasn't been taken care of. And I mean,
Right.
let's say it's 4 years ago, 5 years ago. It took 5 years to bring this man to justice. I mean, come on, folks. Now, if he is so brazen to ask individuals who are wanting to start up a
Mhm.
business here in the city of Broward, so
Right.
brazen to ask for a bribe, guys, do you really think it was one single incident?
No.
Does it
No
happen
way.
today? Come on,
Mm-mm.
folks. We have to sacar de la raíz. We can't just be cutting off the top, guys. And that's what happens with a lot of these cases, Jessica. A lot of these cases about bribery and monies, going into these individuals' pockets, a quid pro quo type of situation. What our law enforcement tends to do is they tend to nip it on top. No, guys, we need
Right.
individuals in there that are going to want to go deep into the ground and pull the roots, guys. That's the
Hmm.
only way we're going to stop systematic corruption here, if we pull it
Right.
from the roots.
And that's a great word, systematic corruption, Erasmo. Thank you for that, because it's everywhere. It's all over. And when I read that post of yours and this individual taking these bribes, I mean brazen, like you said, I kind of thought about, how when you go to sometimes to restaurants and business owners or panaderias, I've seen it at panaderias, they'll say, if you don't get a receipt, call this number. Because basically what that implies is, if you're not getting a receipt, that means that we cannot keep track of this purchase, and therefore somebody may be pocketing some money,
Yes.
i.e. the employee, right? And I thought, in this what the city of Brownsville needs is every inspector needs to obviously, and they're probably already doing it to some degree, log in the hours or the time that you've been, where you've been, and every paper that any inspector hands over to any any person has to say at the bottom in nice bold letters, if this person uh, suggested or offered or implied a bribe, you need to call this number, because we need to let the citizenry know, the residents of Brownsville, that hey, this is not going to be tolerated.
Not
And you know
acceptable.
what? Not acceptable. And if somebody in the commission right now wants to go on their Facebook and say, "Ooh, my idea, we need to put this," I say, you know what? You heard it here first, guys. Because if that was already in the books, it wouldn't be happening to the degree. People would not feel intimidated and feel like, oh, ya estamos de mordida. We might as well be Matamoros. Let's just move the border on that side, on the north side of Brownsville, and then we'll just be part of Matamoros. Man,
How
it's
is it that we?
infuriating.
It's crazy. No, I think right now they're looking at probably a year, but I'm not sure. It's still a new science. But Jessica, I mean, you're right. It's really unfortunate, folks. Really, really unfortunate that it's like, and someone was mentioning Sylvia Atkinson learning how to make shanks. Let me say, guys, it's the same problem at the district, guys. Do people really think that Sylvia Atkinson managed to steal millions and millions of your
Right.
dollars by herself? No, folks. She surely did not. She had help from other board members, and definitely had help from other individuals inside administration, guys. So it doesn't stop by taking off the head, guys. What happens a lot of times when you remove the head, if you don't pull from the roots, you're going to get three, four more heads pop up.
Hmm.
I mean, the same thing happened. It happens constantly in the city. Bro, we were talking about yesterday. We were talking about Conrado Cantu. God bless him. I mean, the guy, I mean, did what he did in Brownsville, Villalobos, Limas, Villalobos, Limas. I mean, it's just a constant, guys. When
Yeah.
does it stop? The only way that it's going to stop is if we actually work campaigns and stop bringing in individuals that continuously steal from our children, take our resources, guys. Resources that should go to
Right.
you. And and this was like a friend of mine. Uh, I'll mention his name because he's a friend of mine. Simon was out there going, "Oh, people are complaining because Elon Musk is going to give us money." I said, "No one's complaining because Elon Musk is going to give us money.
Mm-mm,
We
mm-mm.
want Elon Musk to give us money. We want Bezos
Right.
to give us money. We want Biden to give us money, guys." Let me say, if there's one thing that it's been a constant with me is send all the money you can down here, please. All the money, guys. I don't care who it's coming from.
Right.
Just let it be used for the reason that it was given, and let it
Right.
benefit the community as a whole, where most individuals in the city of Brownsville get to benefit and prosper from it, instead of just a little niche or a little special interest or a special project from a commissioner or a sitting mayor. Man, that's all we have.
No,
I mean, that's all I
you're
have.
abs- you're yeah, you're absolutely right. I think once you put it in that perspective, because I got asked this a couple times last night, from different voters. What do you think about the money? What do you think about the money? And I think, look, all money, especially money coming from a business of that caliber, right? Meaning this is not just some mom and pop that just popped up yesterday. This is investors backing this business. Elon Musk. I mean, there's a lot of money, behind it, and a lot of brain power and lawyers behind it. When they make an offer such as the one that they did, the 30 million, it's not off the cuff, just whatever. You know, they're making an offer and they're knowing what they're getting into. And will there be some strings attached? Very much likely so. There will be some strings attached. We don't know. No one. I don't know the details. I don't know who in the
No,
commission has those details. I need your mental math. Who's got those details? But the fact remains is that if the money is to be used wisely, we have to be keeping an eye on it. And most people in Brownsville are concerned because anytime we get anything, it goes to the pockets of a few. Es lo primero que piensan, right? That, oh, who's going to get the money now? Who's got little cash dollar signs in their eyes now? And that's really unfortunate because that's the culture that we've been inundated with. That now when somebody wants to extend a helping hand, we're like, oh, you know, estamos quemados.
qué malos. And again, guys, let me say it reflects very, very poorly on all aspects of daily life in the city of Brownsville. I was talking to some realtor friends of mine, guys, and let me say they say that a lot of individuals opt not to invest in Brownsville, guys, because of the systemic corruption that exists here, guys. They don't
Right.
want to be a part of. Hey, I won't be able to build or to expand because I'm going to have to pay this guy from planning and zoning, under the table. They don't want to deal with that type of politics, guys. They don't. They'd rather go to a business friendly city like McAllen, Harlingen, Edinburgh, West, anywhere else except the city of
Los Fresnos.
Los
That's
Fresnos.
what people are moving to Los Fresnos. They're just
It-
saying, let's just go to Los Fresnos.
It's a ranch. I love Los Fresnos. It's
Thank
still a little ranch, guys. And let me tell you, to see Los Fresnos prosper, guys, in ways that we could only wish Brownsville would prosper, it's a sad situation. It should be the other way around. They should be following
Yeah.
our lead, guys. We are the biggest city in the valley, the largest school district south of San Antonio, guys, and we seem to be followers because the leadership quality of the individuals that have been elected is null or void, non-existent, folks, and that's very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate because guys, if we don't have business opening up in the city of Brownsville, guys, then we're just dependent on certain avenues of revenue coming into our city. One of them is from individuals coming from Matamoros to purchase goods here in the city of Brownsville, guys, and that's at a standstill because we are still catering to illegal migrants coming across the border. And I'm sorry, guys, as much as individuals out there may want to call them migrants or immigrants, they are illegal individuals that have crossed the bridge, have crossed the river without proper legal documentation. It's that simple. You came across without the proper legal documentation, without going through the process, you are illegal, guys. It's not dehumanizing, it's just stating a fact. And for our city to focus its resources, the limited resources that we have in the middle of a pandemic,
Mhm.
in order to ease the burden of the federal government, guys, is just maddening. It's ridiculous, and I'm very impressed with a lot of border town mayors who have denounced the federal government and stated to the federal government, "Give us the resources. You're not doing your job." We don't have that type of leadership here in the city of Brownsville.
No, no, we don't. We're being overwhelmed by this situation, and it's not healthy. It's actually quite dangerous. And I always say, this is not about the humanity, as you said. This is not about the humanity or the lack of humanity that we're trying to apply to these individuals. We're talking about the legal process and then the repercussions of that legal process that is being sidestepped. And then the fact that, I always also go back to say, to let people at least understand my perspective, which is when we allow that movement to come through the border, the Mexico United States border, what we have done is we have taken the responsibility away from Mexico. Now, as a matter of fact, any immigrant coming from, let's just say, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, they're crossing through several countries, including Mexico. But somehow Mexico doesn't really have to hold them for very long. They can just kind of send them on through. Well, if that's the case, how many are we just sending on through the United States into Canada? Not any that I know of.
No, they stay
So
here.
somehow they're just coming here, and so I'd say no. Us as nations have to share the burden, and it can't just be let's just all. I mean, eventually we're just gonna have ships coming up from the Middle East or whatever because the United States will take them, and that's not the right example to send either, guys.
It isn't, and it isn't a good message to send to people throughout the world. Hey, food for thought. I noticed that your followers only expect you to do the heavy lifting, but they should interact with their buddies and enlighten them with our future.
Right.
100%, guys. And this is something that I've stated for a long time. The only way that this campaign or Jessica's campaign, Carlos's campaign, any campaign is going to work is if you become a part of the electoral process. And by that, I mean, guys, support your candidates, go out like I saw yesterday on some of Jessica's pictures. Have individuals help you put up signs. Make them a part of the campaign in that respect. And that's what we want every one of y'all to become, a part of the campaign. This is as much as your campaign as it is mine, Carlos, Jessica's, Joe Valdez, Pedro Cardenas. It's as much yours as it is ours, guys. The
Right.
only way that our campaigns are going to succeed and true change is going to come to the city of Brownsville, folks, is if you participate. It's the only way. So, yeah, Mario is 100% correct, guys. It's the only way it's going to work.
Right. And
Haven't
guys, come on, here's the
go,
thing too, and sorry to interrupt you, Asmo.
go.
When I ask for help on a block walk or putting out signs, I'm not going to send you out on your own. Heck, I've gone out when I have one volunteer. I'm like, I'm going with you. I'm not going to say, here's some signs, go put them up. I'll go with you. I'll show you how to do this. And 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 any candidate will appreciate whether it's an hour or 2 hours. If that's all you can put into a campaign, we'll take it 2 hours. Hey, that's all I have to offer. Some people will stick it out from beginning to end. Some people can only do one weekend, and that's it, and that's okay, guys. So help out every little. Like I always say, every little bit helps. Hey, there's Linda again.
I love Linda. Good morning. Seems now, due to the sizable donation, we are all going to ignore the certain guidelines are not being followed. As I said before, FAA is our only hope. Yes, a more local solution would be having a strong voice in city commission. Guys, you need to have a voice on the city commission. And honestly, guys, you don't. There is no
No.
one that speaks for your interests, guys, on that city commission. And let's go back into the sizable donation, guys. I mean, more power to Elon Musk, guys. But do we really want to give up our natural resources, for pennies on the dollar? And I'll share this with you. One of the discussions that I had when I was on the school board, was with the city of Brownsville and with the zoo. And the zoo wanted Cummings, still wants Cummings. And I said, sure, man, 100%. We want the zoo to grow. We want the zoo to expand. We want it to become once again one of the top 10 zoos in the country, guys. And I told the city, I said, guys, just pay the district, offer the district fair market value for the property. They said, well, no, we just want the district to give us the land. I said, like, it doesn't work that way. And my concern, guys, and I'll share this is, guys, they have bought property from their compadres for millions of dollars, guys. And the clear example, Casa de Nylon. Casa de Nylon was Casa de Nylon was purchased for $2.3 million, valued at $600,000. That's crazy, guys. And it
Mhm.
belongs to one of the current sitting commissioners, guys. She banked. Her family banked, guys. And again, no questions were ever asked. So yeah, man, I want everything else to prosper in the city of Brownsville, but I want it to be equitable. And I just got me some pan.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, my friend, for bringing over this amazing piece of bread. It's Easter bread, I think.
It is.
Isn't it awesome?
Easter rosca.
Easter rosca. Oh my gosh, I got it.
Erasmo, Erasmo, just so our viewers, and I'm sure maybe your viewers already know who owned Casa de Nylon.
Well, now the city of Brownsville owns Casa
Yeah,
Nylon.
before.
With Galonsky.
Okay, so let's
Galonsky,
everyone remember that.
Galonsky sold us out, guys. Literally sold us Casa de Nylon building for $2.3 million when it was valued at $600,000, guys. Sold us out. But we're talking about the same person that was on PUB board who signed over millions of dollars to this Tenasca deal. It's the same individual. The same individual, guys. So nothing is going to change, guys, while we keep the same individuals in these offices, in these elected positions, guys. Nothing is going to change for our area. But it was George Kolonsky. Saludos para el señor Amador Gutierrez. He's not the only one who was doing it. Oh, 100%. Guys, there's no way. And this was mentioned on the post of the guy. Guys, of course, it's not an isolated incident, guys. It's systematic, guys. And everyone expects a cut here or a cut there. But it's not going to change, guys. It's not going to change if we keep on voting the same people back into office. We need change. So far from certain candidates, I hear that they are trying to say that the right things to please those who sit on the seat already. Takes courage to point out what's been and the sad pattern. When signs placed to educate the voters about term limits go missing, that speaks volumes about the corruption we face.
I've seen one sign on term limits. I believe it's on Morrison. It's the only one I've seen.
I've actually seen a couple of them.
Maybe
Actually,
Paredes?
I saw one on Alton Glore.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the one you mentioned on Morrison. I saw one on the frontage road, and actually the one on Alton Glore is a 4x8. It's a pretty big one. And
Okay. Maybe that's the one I saw.
I saw one on Paredes and Morrison, but actually that one had fallen off. But I made sure I put it back up.
Who's sponsoring those signs? I haven't been able to stop and see.
Sarah Stapleton Barrera. Sarah Stapleton Barrera ran for state senator.
State rep. Oh, yeah, state senator. My bad. That's right.
Against Eddie Lucio Jr.
They went into a runoff, wasn't it? No.
No.
It was just real close.
Yeah, she did well. I think, and Sarah, and if Sarah's listening, Sarah, you did amazing for it being the first time that you ran for office. You did amazing. And again, there's a lot of look, guys. there's a lot of points that I don't agree with Sarah, and her and I have talked about it. You know, we don't agree in regards to uh, abortion, pro-choice, pro-life. We don't agree on some of the points out there, guys. But she doesn't stop being a friend. You know, we could
Right.
agree to disagree, guys, and a lot of other points that she mentioned during the campaign, we just don't agree. But she doesn't stop her from being a wonderful individual. I love Sarah Silverman. And again, guys, we have to be those type of folk that, you know, we don't have to agree on everything, but on the basics in regards to ending corruption, in regards to bringing more resources to our people, guys, that we must agree on. I mean, there's no second guessing it. So for folks out there that seem to think, well, Erasmo seems to be against Elon Musk money. Hell no. I want more Elon Musk money. He sure has a lot to dish out. Just want to make sure that it goes to you and not to the pocket of the politicos. I mean, I don't understand why that's so hard to understand.
Yeah.
Take your fight to the college campuses and get those students fired up. Lupito, that's where we need y'all's help.
Right.
That is where, because look, guys, if they're the best way to reach our youth at our colleges, at our universities here locally, guys, is through you all. And let me tell
Hmm.
you, I'm very amazed. There's some very, very passionate students out there that have become very politically involved. I know a couple of them. I I can't remember the girl's name. Help me, Carlos. But Sochi, is it Sochi? Can't remember her name. Daniel, also out there, very very passionate about his political point of view. And the guys, I'm expired. Jimena, I'm sorry, I apologize. It came in Jimena. I knew it was with an X. Jimena. I mean, very, very passionate. Had gone to speak before the school board, and try to rile up a group out there for get other individuals politically motivated. So, Lupito, it's up to you all. Y'all have a better access to reaching a lot of our youth out there. So please, please do. Fajita Gate, over 8 years, $2 million, low level county clerk. That's just one, guys. And look at the guy, and look, something I don't know if you saw this, Jessica, but we also had a county employee, the HR director out there, who pleaded guilty just 3 weeks ago, uh, federal charges of systematic bribery, corruption, guys. Arnold Flores, guys, pleaded guilty, guys. Didn't hit the front page of the news as much as it should have. I mean, hardly
Right.
anyone here in Brownsville even knows about it, guys. This is Cameron County HR personnel, guys, that were taking bribes like I eat candy. That's a lot of candy.
It's a lot of bribes.
It's a lot of bribes, guys. So, guys, it's not going to stop while we continue to have these people over and over and over again. And guys, and again, I mentioned this earlier, Jessica. I'll speak for myself. I don't have 50, $60,000 like Jessica's opponent to throw at Rodrigo Moreno, guys. I don't. I don't know if Jessica does, but I don't. The only way that I can cost me a campaign, guys, is with your help. And I'm not even
Hmm.
asking for money, man. I just want you to work the campaign. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'll take your money, guys, in regards to donations, but guys, work the campaign.
Right. And putting it in perspective, guys, and viewers out there, this is a position that is at the end of the day is completely volunteer. But this position is also supposed to be your voice. A commissioner represents you. So they are basically your sounding horn, your speaker when it comes to the needs and wants of the community. They're not there to push their own special agenda, to push their own special friends. They are there to represent you. That's what you're voting for. So if you don't feel represented right now, then who is going to represent you? You have to make that decision. Who is the person that can represent you? Who is the one that's out there trying to represent you now? And that's the person that you need to go vote for. If you don't like the way things are going, then obviously things need to change. Otherwise, it's the definition of insanity.
100%. Joe, the bread is amazing. I love it. Thank you, Joe. Love you, Baba. Honest question: do you know if any of the buildings in downtown are for sale? Which ones are they? Let me say two things. First of all, 80% of downtown is owned by Golonsky. 80% of downtown is owned by Golonsky. The other 20 by the mayor and by other of his compadres out there. Let me say, guys, if you are going to buy a building downtown, this would be the worst time for you to buy a building downtown, because one of the things is that I've noticed from a lot of the owners of buildings downtown is that they seem to think that they're on a gold mine, and they'll want to sell those buildings exuberant prices. Casa de Nylon again, example, guys. It's crazy. The building that I office out of, guys, where we have the studio, guys. I mean, they want $500,000 for this property. I'm going like, estás loco? I mean, it's not worth $500,000, guys. I'm sorry, it isn't. I mean, it's on a corner lot. It's close to downtown, guys. But this building is not worth $500,000. We paid, I think, $100,000 for our office building that's right next door, guys. I don't know what it's worth right now because I don't pay taxes on there. My parents do. But, you know, guys, the price of buildings down here is crazy. You know, might want to sell my building if anybody's interested. Right from under my parents.
Erasmo. Mom, I'm gonna call mom. And buying a building, and I'll tell you from experience because I live in one of these homes that we have to fix up. When you buy one of these buildings, homes, whatever, you're also having to spend money on getting it up to standard, electrical, plumbing. In this case, if it's going to be a commercial, you got fire systems that you've got to install. Windows are not easy. You have to go through a process of getting windows approved. At least for my house, we are rebuilding the windows. These are the windows with the weights and all of that. And that's, the wonderful windows once they're fixed up, but that's a lot of work. And either way, so when you think about it, buying a property because it's downtown, yeah, it's great and everything. But to do anything with it is going to be at least twice the cost of what you probably purchased.
In a big way. It is. Think about it, though. Any business out of the norm is quickly shut down. Brownsville has been in the dark ages too long. Lori's right, guys.
Lori, can I say something, Erasmo?
Yeah.
So I was out block walking and I ran into this individual. I'll make it short. So he wanted to open a high-end carniceria. Let's just call it that. And he was telling me that the lowest cut of meat there was $139 a pound for some steaks. This is like Wagyu beef, aged, perfect, prime, whatever, right? So he went to the city of Brownsville, and this isn't out of the norm, Lori. This is out of the norm because most people, aren't gonna buy those steaks. At least that I know of. I may do it once a year. So anyway, he went to the city and he was trying to get all the permits pulled so he could start building, and it's a franchise and whatnot. And his words. He says the lady looked at the paperwork and went like this, like, why are you opening that? No one's gonna buy that meat. Así le dijo. And the guy was like, what business is it of yours? It's my business. If it goes down and under, that's it. It's my investment, not yours. Y que estaba like, así haciéndoles caras. And they said, well, it's going to take this long. He said, forget about it. He went to McAllen to open the business called Red Oak and something. He says, we haven't even opened it. We've only put the sign up. We already have orders. I'm like, really? We're driving business away? Why? Because you wouldn't buy that meat? Nobody else would? No, I'm not saying it's gonna be a booming business, but that's none of our business. That's none of the business of any City of Brownsville employee.
No.
None whatsoever.
Grant them the permits to open whatever business they want. Jessica, they're in District 3, y'all's district. we had Red Mango, and I
Mm,
would go to Red Mango yogurt place religiously. I love their stuff, guys. It
yeah.
was Pablo Quisel, guys, and let me say, they they had another one open in McAllen. I talked to them. They said we're closing shop in Brownsville, and I said why? They said we'll be in McAllen for you. And I was going like, why? I love your stuff. I want some red mango yogurt. And they said no podemos con esta gente. We can't. We can't keep up with them. They're demanding, asking for this, asking for that. Guys, I had my wonderful friend Alex Guerrero, who passed away from COVID. Guys, this
Hmm.
late last year. You remember Alex? Just
Yes.
a wonderful, wonderful man. Guys, he rented a place downtown for almost 2 years. 2 years wanting to open a wine bar, a
Hmm.
small little wine bar, but he wasn't part of the clique out there, guys.
Right.
He never could open his wine bar because of all the restrictions that were placed upon him by the city of Brownsville.
Right.
And he refused to pay the bribes. Refused to pay the bribes because no one should be paying bribes, guys. No one. There's no reason called for, folks. And people want to invest in our city, in their city, guys. And these guys that have tunnel vision, guys, don't want the city to grow, would rather put a couple of coins in their pocket instead of
Hmm.
benefiting the city as a whole. That's our concern with the $30 million, guys. We don't want it to go to North Golonsky's buildings or properties downtown. We don't want it to go into Rose Gowan's pet projects like Ciclovia that have left us $500,000 in the hole, or Crossroads that left us $275,000 in a hole. Guys,
Hmm.
no more of that crap, man. That doesn't benefit the city in any way whatsoever, folks. None.
Yeah.
Uh, it's a hypocrisy that they red sticker you if you don't clean up your home due to looking like an eyesore from the aesthetic level to safety level or safety level. But you have Casa de Nylon,
Dilapidating.
yeah, it's dilapidating away with dangerous asbestos, and no one can red sticker them. No one, guys. Jessica, I shared this the other day. I mean, it was supposed to be offices for the city of Brownsville. They couldn't because of the asbestos. They were supposed to negotiate something with UTRGB because they were supposed to pick it up. UTRGB said, hell no, we don't want that piece of crap. You can't even give it to them.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is, folks. You can't even gift it away. UTRGB says, hell no. I mean, you can't give it away to them, guys. And remember that the city of Brownsville was being very, very generous with UTRGV. They said, no, we don't want it. It's a problem. They were
do you
going
do you
through
think
Rather?
do you think the Golonskis would take it back if we gave it back to them and just
No,
gave
hell
it
no. Hell no. Well, you know what? They'd probably take it back and then
and then sell
resell
it
it to
back
the
to
city
us?
again. And they'd buy it. This mayor and this commission would buy it again for the same price. No, higher than $2.3 million.
Oh,
That's how stupid they think we are, folks. And then they get upset because you call them out on what are you
yeah.
going to do with the $10 million.
I know, I know. Lori, you're absolutely right. Erasmo, do you read these first and then you comment on them? I'll let
Yeah,
you read them.
comparing McAllen and Brownsville, look at the plethora of diverse businesses and eateries. All we have here are Mexican restaurants, taquerias, sprinkled with a few so-called Chinese places.
It's pretty bad. You know what? I feel really bad that closes Arby's. I really feel bad that we couldn't even keep an Arby's afloat here. Come on, guys.
I love Arby's.
I know, me too.
And
Oh, I hate
and
it.
I went in there and I told them, guys, we want you to succeed. Want you to succeed. Let's and I would go by and take pictures and post pictures, and guys, please support these places. We need them in Brownsville. And it's really unfortunate, guys, because food is culture. And let's
Mhm.
talk about the food. Food is culture, guys. Culture. And you have an opportunity to open a door to your children, to your parents, and say, this is what's out there in the world, guys. I'm glad we have a Habibi up here on uh Old Portisville Road.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's Old Percival Road. I mean, we have a Habibi's across from Walmart on Boca Chica. Guys, at least we have Mediterranean style type of restaurant, guys, where we go have some tabbouleh, some I was forgetting the names of the food, tabbouleh, hummus, and kafta, guys. At least we have one of those places. McAllen has several. I mean,
Yeah.
you can go eat food from anywhere in the world in McAllen, and it's all educational, folks. It's culture. We have tacos and more tacos.
I think that another point that we can piggyback off of that statement is that when you have diversity in a city, diversity of businesses, you're not necessarily just catering to the locals. People will drive to go to that diversity. People from McAllen and Harlingen would drive to come enjoy something here in Brownsville. Case in point, Sombrero Fest. You know, we had people from McAllen trying to get into Sombrero Fest, but the tickets se acabaron los boletos. Man, there were some angry people that had driven from McAllen and said, "We're never coming back to Brownsville because they can't even get this act together. We just paid for parking like way out there with some guy at his car, at his house lot, and now we're here and now there aren't any tickets." No, se fueron enojadísimos. They'll never come back. And
No,
so we our economic diversity and environment is not just to cater to Brownsvillians, it's to cater throughout. People will travel. If people come to the zoo, hey, let's go check that out. I mean, nobody's going to come to the zoo only to go to the taqueria or to the McDonald's. They could do that at home, unfortunately. And I've got nothing against taquerias by any stretch of the imagination, but diversity and supporting these businesses is important. And it should be that businesses should be able to stay afloat, to prosper or fail on their own accord, not because the city of Brownsville employee is going to let it make it happen or not for them. Does that make sense, guys?
100%. You think that these money hungry owners would flip their old condemned buildings for a profit for public use, education for kids, trips, and tourism? But no, bunch of lazy pocket lining, selfish people. Guys, uh they want Galansky money. They want $2.3 million for buildings that are not worth $50,000. Guys, I'm sorry. The
Yeah.
downtown is dead, dead. It needs to be taken out to the back and shot. The U.S. needs help to reinforce Mexico's southern border. They get overwhelmed and couldn't hold them back. Let me say, guys, Mexico has a very, very strong southern border. I've
Mhm.
been to the southern border in
Yeah.
Mexico. Let me tell you, it is militarized.
It is. It is. Absolutely.
The only reason that individuals get a free pass is because they promise not to stay in Mexico.
That's right.
And let me tell you, at least, guys, Mexico and Guatemala are very smart in regards to that respects. They say, you know what? Not our problem. You want to go where? United States?
Get on the train. Get on the train y vámonos. Y luego al rato pasa otro. No te preocupes.
Go. And let me say, guys, this way they alleviate the issue at the border, guys. They
Mhm.
send them straight to United States. And again, without a tactical agreement between United States and Mexico, as we had 3, 4 months ago, guys, they're going to continue to come. Tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of individuals from all over the world
Right. Not
are
just Central
pouring in,
America.
not just
We're
from
ta-
Latin
we're
America,
talking Africa. I mean, we have what do they call?
Syria,
Yeah, Syria.
Middle East, Asia. Guys, they are coming and they are coming through our southern border, and it is chaotic
Hmm.
and dangerous to a lot of the children out there. No, our unspoiled Boca Chica beach is necessary for our wildlife. It's not just not only our wildlife, but also our leisure and pleasure, guys. I think we all have here in the city of Brownsville memories about Boca Chica Beach. It's kind of unfortunate, guys. Not now that they will only be memories, but that goes to the lack of negotiation skills that a lot of our county leadership and city leadership lack. I mean, no leadership, guys. I don't mind giving up a portion of our beach, guys, for to prosper the city of Brownsville, Cameron County. I don't. But guys, I want to be in control of it. I don't want $30 million to dictate to me when I can and cannot go to the beach. I'm sorry, we're not going to sell out the city of Brownsville. Not for 30 pieces of silver, guys. It's not enough. The problem is that as long as the ratas are running the show, as long as their pockets are getting filled, nothing will change. Nothing will change. Nada. And and what really upsets me, Jessica, is that people in Brownsville know who the ratas are.
Hmm.
They know.
Yeah, we do.
Just do something about it. Yes, our natural resources have been severely compromised, but we still have a chance to speak up in form of our vote, regardless of who you support. Make it matter. Don't expect things to improve if you don't go out there. Let me say this, guys.
Please vote.
No incumbent should come back. That's simple, guys. No incumbent should come back. They have failed our community. And at least in Jessica's race, at least the incumbent had sense enough to say, I'm out of here. No mas, no more. But with that said, and I'm sure it's something Jessica won't say, is Jessica's opponent, Roy de los Santos, is part of the same clique, guys. Same clique. Same people that have kept Brownsville in the dark ages, folks. Stagnant. I mean, he touts and states, well, I'm on this board and this committee. You're part of the problem, bro. Step down.
And let me just I will say to that. Whoa, you disappeared. When a lot of times officials, city officials, or people who have kind of their foot in the door will say, well, I've been part of this board and that board and that board and this board, and those are all really great attributes and it's great for a resume. But I think what people need to realize is that many that these board positions are appointed. And you know that old saying about it's not what you know, it's who you know. And so to me, anyone who runs on their board appointments doesn't tell me a lot of what they know. It tells me that they know a lot of that they know who they know. And so I've told voters, they're like, well, I've looked at his resume. It's like, well, his resume is basically a list of people that know him. And if you're a persona non grata, you're not part of that circle of elites, we can call them. um, you may not ever be elected to a board, no matter how shiny, how wonderful your resume may be, because you have to, in many cases, you have to know the right people. Um, so keep that in mind when you're looking at people's resumes.
100%. And guys, just because individuals had the opportunity to serve on a board and a committee, guys, it doesn't mean that they're the best qualified individuals to lead and to place other people on these boards and the committee,
Right.
guys. It's what Jessica states. It just means that they've been kissing the rear end of individuals out there for far too long, that they are part of the problem as well. It's that simple, guys. And again, I'm not, and people have told me, Erasmo, stay out of a District 3 race, stayed out of District 4 race. I can't. It is something that I cannot do, because if I see a candidate out there that is going to be bad for Brownsville, you better believe I'm going to speak up. I don't care if I'm running in a different race, but I'm going. Rose Gowan is bad for Brownsville. Roy de los Santos is bad for Brownsville, and Ben Neese needs to go. I'm sorry. And again, Ben Neese is a friend. He needs to go. That's it. Done. Over with. That's simple, guys. No incumbents. No one that is associated with that corrupt political machine needs to come on back onto the commission, guys. They don't. That's simple. It is the right example, and at a first world country like the United States and Canada to take, it is the right example for the first world country to take in these economic refugees, because we are just a great country. And if they go through hell through all these Central American, I like to see the everyday statesman make the dangerous trip with limited resources. Then we should consider that before we make the judgment of not letting them in. Of course, we need to find out if they belong to any crime organization. Let me tell you, Louis, and I'll say this: people need to go through a process, Louis. It's not an open border society, folks. If we're going to start having open borders to anyone and everyone from anywhere around the world, guys, we have no country, guys. And I'm sorry, those are words that were mentioned by President Trump, and President Trump was correct. Without borders, we have no country, guys, because then we're going to open the door to anyone and everyone anywhere in the world. And I asked that from one of my guests that was very, very pro letting these people across, urban guys. And we had that discussion. So, and I said, do you want anyone and everyone around the world that wants to come to the United States to come to the United States? He said, yes. And unfortunately, Lewis, that is the idea of a lot of these leftist, left wing, far left individuals. Let everyone inside the country. Guys, no podemos con lo que tenemos. Let's
Yeah.
take care of our folks first,
Especially in this area, Erasmo, especially in this area.
especially in this area. And then let's think about, just let's think about being gracious and dadivosos with everyone else.
Right.
Good morning. I hope you can help me be the voice and support for the city and help get additional ambulance services for residents. The ambulance city ordinance is not near safe. It isn't, Arturo. But again, y'all need to speak up and we need your help. How many years, Arturo, have I been screaming at the top of my lungs that a city of over 200,000 people, 250,000 people probably, with 6 ambulances is crazy. Now I think we have 7. Crazy. It's not enough. But the city commission and the mayor would rather invest $10 million of someone else's money to benefit their business instead of protecting the health, the well-being, and the life of the people of
Right.
Brownsville, guys. Get us ambulances. Get our fire department more resources. Give our police force the training that they require, the training that they need, and extra personnel. That's what these money should be invested in, guys. Infrastructure, not what benefits them. But you're right, Arturo. But again, we need you to become part of the process. I personally don't see how this donation is the biggest, greatest thing when we have given him huge tax breaks. 100%. That's like letting someone room and board with you for free and only gives a fraction of what it's worth to stay there. Well, yeah. But look, guys, I'm I'm done, guys. We have given away so much money in regards to tax abatement to large corporations that have
Mhm.
promised heaven and honey and milk to the city, and we have gotten nothing for it. And I'll
Right.
mention the same ones that I've mentioned before. I'll mention them again. The bridge to nowhere out of the port of Brownsville, Titan Tires, guys. We had T-Mobile down,
T-Mobile.
and we had the steel mill that was coming that never came, guys. It's one thing after another, guys. Tenasca, Fly Frontera, guys. And we're paying out of the wazoo.
Right. I'd like to know how many people that are watching right now, and if they'd like to share, just do a yes or a no. Are you registered to vote, and are you planning on going out to vote? Right? Because it's very easy, and I'm not suggesting, and I'm not pointing fingers, but what I have found is that too many times, we get real excited on Facebook. At least, for me, I'm like, okay, guys, let's go out and help with the campaign, and then like now it's crickets, crickets. It's like our voice is not going to be heard just because we're typing on Facebook. Are we doing our part to get out and vote? Physically get out and vote instead of just complaining on the internet on black and white.
And get other people to vote.
Yes, absolutely, Jesse James.
The main question y'all should be asking is where the world is the DA and all this. Let me say, I actually spoke with a couple of friends yesterday. I have never, ever seen our district attorney as quiet as I've seen him in the past year. Way quiet.
Why is that?
I don't know.
I've
So
seen the sheriff really been vocal on Facebook, on Twitter. I mean, it's like a daily report with him, which I'm not complaining. I think it's great.
I think so. It's great too. A lot of our constables are out there,
Yeah.
keeping the community informed. Have just one election or are nowhere close to their next election. More power to them. And constable for precinct 1 is the Norman Esquivel.
Norman Esquivel.
Amazing job.
Right.
Very involved in the community. A good-hearted man. I love that man.
Yeah.
And very, very proud that he was elected constable out there in that area. And
Mhm.
guys, very, very much involved. So again, that's the type of leadership that we need here in Cameron County, in the city of Brownsville, guys.
We need vocal leadership like that. Eric Garza, our sheriff, he's really been out there as well, just posting and posting. All of these cases that are coming up with fraud and bribery, we need to have like a channel or a web page from the county or the city dedicated to just pointing that out. Because I tell you, if you defraud the voters, you defraud the city, you defraud the people of Brownsville, your name, you need to have a poster out there so that people know who you are.
Hundred
You
percent.
know what happened to you shamed the family. Now it's like, well, let's just keep it quiet, let's not let anybody know because we don't want Elon Musk to think that we're corrupt. Hey, maybe it's time we all know about it.
Uh, Socialism equals more corruption. Yeah, because as crazy as it may sound, guys, the city of Brownsville lives under a socialistic regime. Socialism, guys. And the reason, uh, and I know I might get in trouble because of this, the reason that we have become a socialist society here in the city of Brownsville, folks, is because we depend solely on grants that are coming in from everywhere, guys. And look, again, and I hope I make this clear. I want all the money we can get coming from the federal government, coming from the state government, coming from the MPO. I want all the money that we can get, guys. Let's be clear on that. But I want to become an entity that has the opportunity to dish out grants and money to other individuals, guys, instead of being only the ones that receive the grants and monies from everywhere else. And what I'm trying to say, folks, is that we have the natural resources here in the city of Brownsville to be that light on top of a mountain, guys, that shining light on top of a mountain. El problema is that que these guys have pocketed our resources. Again, we have a zoo, guys, that used to be one of the top
They
10
used to.
in the country. Guys, they let it go to crap. Camille Playhouse to crap. They've let it go down the drain. And again, my hats off to the Camille board, to the board that is right there running. They're doing all their best to lift it up out of the murk, guys. But the city commission, our leadership let it go to crap. Guys, instead of funding that which makes Brownsville shine, guys, they were putting that money into their pocket and putting out their hand asking for more, to
Yeah.
put more money in their pocket, not to go to you. And that's what really sucks. Trey sucks for reals. Yes. Mrs. Ansaldua, you're a great reading teacher. I hope you remember me from back then. ¿Qué le pelas? ¿Quiere mordida? Oh, yeah. Miss Jessica brings up a good point. Why are people in office so rude, making faces, or when they are asked questions? Sometimes it's like playing 20 questions. The city lacks good
Yes.
service.
Absolutely, they really do, and I keep hearing it. The more people, and I've talked to, and it's really sad when you're knocking on a door and someone wants to vent their frustration, and a lot of times it's like, I wanted to open a business and this is the treatment that I got. I tried to open this business and this is the treatment that I got. This is a business my friend tried to open and this is the treatment he got or she got. I mean, it's really bad. Why do they do it? I don't know. Maybe they jealousy.
When I was trying to get a permit to change a garage to a bedroom, the receptionist at the permit department was most professional. She had the most unkept, dirty, neon yellow fake fingernails, and she was on a personal phone call and took
Yes.
forever to acknowledge me, Naka. And I dealt with Jaime Mateo. He was so difficult to get a hold of, and they sent the most ignorant individual to my house to take pictures of my project.
Wow.
The problem with the city staff begins with the lack of strong city manager. The city manager should be setting the standard 100%. So Barrel Fest is not even part of Charo Days. Well, it happens around the same time.
Right.
I wish there was an Indian restaurant. I've only tasted. Oh my God, let me tell you, I love Indian food.
Love Indian food.
Love curry. To diversify our business's portfolio has been my priority. Well, that's what we need here. I think Brownsville will have a new political spectrum pretty soon with all this new money. I'm so with you. Love you. You're amazing, Elizabeth. Brownsville could be an amazing city. Don't allow the greed to continue to keep it down. If the city is allowed to prosper, it will benefit everyone. No incumbent should be reelected. None. Nadie. Adrian, good morning. What is the benefit of the click in keeping downtown Brownsville in the dark? Property values, I would say.
Hmm.
For the low cost of 30 million, Elon will get his city, and if Texas passes Class 3 gaming, he will build a resort and casino. Damn. They're letting all the immigrants flood the southern borders because they need more voters. Crazy.
Future voters, yeah.
Future voters. Great show this morning. Glad to hear Miss Bradshaw. Uh,
Speak. Thanks for inviting her. Thank you, Kat.
oh, thank you. Ben needs to go. Yes.
You know
There's
what? Let's just about the Ben Neese situation. Um, Regardless of Ben Neese, I was talking to some voters last night, and they were saying that District 4 has been terribly, it's like the most neglected, according to them, right? The most neglected. And it is a very neglected district. That's where 2 years ago I sat in that pothole. Remember? I don't know if you remember. It was like a pothole that was this deep. If you can't see it, it was like 2 feet deep down over at Colonia Galaxia. And it wasn't until it was made public and I actually sent out a mail out of that pothole. I hadn't even won the election. And they finally went and fixed it, Erasmo. And I have my claim to fame is that I ran for commissioner at large A, and I actually got a pothole fixed before and I hadn't even, gotten the position. So things can be done, everybody. We can make changes in Brownsville when we speak out and point out the problems.
and we need to, guys. Someone needs to.
Mhm.
There's no border policy, and also Irving. That's kind of cruel.
Stop fighting eyes on the.
Trump was right. Biden is destroying our country. Paved Alice Road is part of the city of Brownsville, but it's not even paved. Isn't it illegal to annex territory without bringing in services? How are the ambulances going to reach us? There
Mhm.
are no ambulances. Yes. Let's go out through these comments because our time is up. We have met with city officials and they refuse to take the benefits we can give the city for free with our private service. Arturo, we need your help. Royal votes. Yes. Yes, Mario votes. I can't vote in the city elections. The city lends in my gate. I don't live in Brownsville, but what happens there affects Cameron County 100%. Royal votes.
Yes,
Yeah,
Royal.
yes, unregistered and voting.
Good.
Erasmo, when are you starting to campaign? We haven't seen you do block walks, meet and greets. Der Fuhrer. If you know everything about Erasmo Castro, you know Erasmo Castro doesn't block walk and doesn't do meet and greet. Not my style of politicking. It's not my thing. Just like hospitals send you a survey after your stay, you should the city send one to the customers after having study service. Good way to have customers input.
Yes, absolutely, Joe.
I agree with you, your guest. Facebook has really killed active participation in causes. We think liking a page or a post does something. Liking something on any platform does absolutely nothing. Yes.
Thank you, Daya.
Marlene is registered to vote, and I want to see a change in Brownsville. Love you, Marlene.
Thank you, Marlene.
I suggest you look at previous city commission meetings. You will get a good look at attitudes as if they're doing us a favor by showing up. Good luck in trying to reach city manager 100%.
Mm.
That is what I've always believed. Elon will privatize Boca Chica and build a resort. If only citizens would listen to your show with an open mind, our city would be so different. They judge you by what they hear from others. It's crazy. They are finally fixing Osevino Street. Was that done for votes? Always. You're still on? Yes. See you later. Yes, see you at noon.
Jimmy.
Jessica, last words.
Jessica Puente Bradshaw for City Commissioner District 3. If you live in District 3, vote for me. If you don't, please let somebody that you know to go out and vote April 19th through the 27th, May 1st, Election Day, my birthday. Thank you all so much. If you have any questions, please contact me through my Facebook page. I'm happy to answer anything publicly.
Thank you, Jessica, for
Thank
coming
you. Thank
on.
you, Erasmo.
Share your
God
insight.
bless
Guys,
you.
God bless you. Guys, tonight at 9 p.m., we will have Martin Sarkis on. Should be interesting. Guys, again, social distance, face coverings, hand sanitizer, guys. As I'm going to McAllen right now to pick up some cookies. So, guys, please pick up some cookies at my office, guys. Please. That's why I appreciate your show because through your show, I've learned about candidates and city fairs. It's a pleasure to meet you, Jessica. This is my first time I've seen you.
Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you.
Guys,
And happy Easter to everyone.
Guys, happy Easter, guys. Stay safe. Guys, stay safe as much as possible. Avoid large social gatherings as much as possible, guys. Yeah, it's up to you to protect yourself and your family, guys. See you tonight at 9 p.m. Oh yes, I will be on tonight's talk
Ooh.
show Central RGV style. I think it's at 8 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. Royal, I will be interviewed by them. So, guys, 8 o'clock. I'll see you at 8 o'clock, and then we'll see you at 9 o'clock. Guys, be good to each other. Please continue to be good to me. God bless.